Sir, the people are ready for you now.
This is a public service announcement! Having birthdays are really good for your health! Statistics show that the people who have had the most birthdays live the longest!
Are you freaking kidding me? I'm done! Done. Alright, Evan, let's see how dramatic. Oh yeah, not to mention, this is a freaking hour! The reign of Manberg. Let me guess. Manberg is gonna go from like, the underdog revolutionary country to just a big old thing overtaking Dream's popularity and literally overthrowing him. Right? Totally was gonna happen.
L'Manberg was free. In the light of their independence, Wilbur Soot declared himself as the president of their great nation. Though no one questioned it at the time, this simple act, these few words, would spiral out of control.
Why the freak are you... Apparently my sister says that Quackity and I are only similar because of our laughs.
The server was at peace, and so there wasn't much Wilbur had to do to maintain their nation. With the addition of a few new players,
I still don't understand his face, but it's Quackity. I shouldn't question anything.
L'Manberg went from the only independent nation to just another spot on the SMP.
I mean, you couldn't have had an entirely different server called the L'Manberg SMP. But you know, plot!
And Wilbur, although being the leader of their nation, began to feel his power slipping away.
Dream, I'm the same as you.
He was not getting the respect or admiration he wanted as a leader.
Hey, bro, that's on you. You made everything free.
Wilbur thought, what better way of getting power than having the people themselves vote for you? They would hold an election.
Classic America move. Shouldn't this be called America server then? Oh wait, but even though there are a fair number of British people here?
Wilbur's plan was to notify no one that the election would be taking place until after the ballots had shut, leaving him as the only running party. Thus forcing the people to vote only for them and swiftly taking back their power.
I'm sorry, I'm missing something. He already claimed and known to be the leader, but the only problem is he's getting disrespect. And so his plan is apparently to make a ballot so they vote for him and only him. But that won't change anything after, since he's still gonna get disrespect. Again, you're like a disrespected mother at a supermarket, bruh.
After making Tommy his running mate, the two ventured off to L'Manberg to write the election ballot. They then proceeded to set the date of the election and named their party The Right the Best.
This is literally playground logic. Right wing? Careful, somebody's gonna come after you.
Some of the most important included, we won the war.
This is literally playground logic.
Big Star will vote for us.
I mean, you never mentioned Vic Star this entire time except for teasing him the last time.
And we will make big things.
Pause?
These new policies would gain them the support of the entire server. Wilbur and Tommy bragged about their plans to one player.
But bruh, shouldn't you have been talking to them about it? Oh, we promised to do this!
But you're the leader. You claim to be the leader.
Shouldn't you have been working on this? And that's why they're not gonna vote for you.
Someone new. A man who would seek to ruin their plans.
Just say it's Quackity.
Taking power and win the position of president for himself.
Don't do that. You're legitimately becoming like an anime opening. Don't spoil the point. Don't spoil from the beginning, bro.
This man was Quackity.
They legit added a Spanish intro. Very fitting.
Always looking for a chance at power where...
Oh look, it's the castle of the LGBT.
He isn't afraid to do whatever it takes to find his way to the top.
So it's finally Tommy's challenger.
He took it upon himself to stand up against their one-party system and give the people a choice. Announcing his campaign right in front of Wilbur and Tommy, Quackity's party would be titled So We Are Gamers, or SWAG for short.
This is literally playground logic.
Both sides scrambled to recruit as many people as they could to help them win the election. Wilbur and Tommy knew that they had to change the name of their party. The Right the Best was a good name. Maybe not, but they knew there was only one word that could compete with swag. The politicians of gaming. POG.
What?
Poggers!
Starting with Tubbo, the politicians of gaming managed to recruit Jack Manifold and Nihachu. But to truly turn the tides in their favor,
It's literally a civil war within a civil war. You already made a civil war, and now there's another civil war.
Wilbur knew they needed to get someone powerful. They needed to recruit George Not Found.
He finally shows up, you know? He finally pulled up to the party. He's been in incognito for the last 2 chapters.
Did you just... I'm telling Dad. Dad!
Boy, ain't no snitching in this house. You better fight back.
Where are you going? We need some milk. We got milk. We need some more milk. We got some more milk. I'll be right back. Where are you going? Right back.
But they were too slow.
Haha! You thought.
His allegiance already lied with Quackity.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to have all the British people on one side.
Tommy attempted to smear Quackity's reputation by creating a collection of fake quotes that made him look bad.
First of all, this is a Minecraft server. No one's gonna take anything seriously. Secondly, it's Tommy's a part of it. You know you're not gonna trust him.
He had also taken books of money for Tommy hoped he would be able to bribe and slander his way to winning POG 2020.
But it's a Minecraft server on live streams.
Quackity had had enough and proposed they hold a debate right away. Wilbur and Tommy reluctantly agreed, and with that, the two parties ventured to the newly
Bro, this looks whack. It's so disproportionate the patterns of his skin, but it's Quackity. He doesn't give a crap. Look at his freaking face.
created courthouse to hold their first debate. They took their sides and prepared for the debate. Yet another new player, Carl Jacobs, took...
Wait. Carl's skin was that? Like, why do you look like a really knockoff wacky Barney? Like a 2000s children's show character.
as he would administer the debate.
Imagine seeing this years ago.
Before the debate began, Quackity convinced Fundy to join his side, and following this, the first part of the debate...
You literally got the drip and everything. I assume Quackity did too. He's like the quiet kid in the back of the class that doesn't wear the school uniform, that looks too silly and you don't take seriously, but has like the biggest Uno card on his sleeve.
Wilbur versus Quackity.
You see, all these names are too silly, and I get it, because it's Minecraft, it's gamer names, you come up with anything. But I feel like they're running out of names for Minecraft players at this point.
The first issue brought to the table was territories.
L'Manberg has a long history of discrimination.
I'm sorry, Quacks. I know what your voice is. I know you were younger, but you sound so goofy. L'Manberg is a great nation. Goofy,
I myself, I'm not able to enter L'Manberg.
I
because of the
myself am not
policies
able
these men
to.
have put into their property. And I don't agree with that. I'm gonna let everyone into L'Manberg.
What if they're spies, Quackity? What do you do then? Are you gonna have at least security? Oh wait, you can't. It's Minecraft. You don't know who's who. Heck, the one that you trust is probably betraying you right now.
For years, nay I say decades, the Dream SMP has ostracized my group of people. My European brethren stood behind me. L'Manberg is not a place of oppression, it is a place of sanctuary for our people. What you are intending to do is come into our land and open it up to the very people we seek to escape, just because we've created a better life for ourselves. This in itself is tyranny and I will not stand for it.
Wilbur is embracing tradition here. We don't need to embrace tradition. We are a new generation of politicians, Wilbur. I hope you remember that.
In a Minecraft server.
Embracing your old school policies is just gonna hurt progress.
Quackity's blue. Literally and politically, and this you can tell Wilbur is all red. You can tell who's who. Who's gonna take the gold pill?
Your policies all grow from war. Of course, you're a warmonger.
Of course
You
they had to
love
grow from
fight
war.
others.
We were
You love
oppressed.
to have wars,
We were an
Wilbur.
oppressed people, Quackity.
All I see is racism. My people will never truly be free. All I see is racism. All y'all will never be free with all y'all still alive. That's all I see. All I see you is enslaving my people. That's all I see.
I led these people to freedom, and I will keep and uphold
people
the
to freedom.
policies.
Yeah.
I will uphold the policies which freed us. L'Manberg's borders, as long as I am in charge, will stay closed to all who are non-European.
Choose. Wilbur. The people get to choose, Wilbur.
Topic number 2 was their stances on the killing of pets.
What the What?
An ongoing pet war ensued in the background of the main story.
Why don't you explain that? That's way more interesting than this freaking debate.
I'm re-elected as president. I would like to create a police force that will uphold the law so that no further pets are killed in L'Manberg.
The stage.
I think moral values of our people are more important than enforcement. You are enacting police enforcement, and what I'm enacting is a better values of our people. I will enact a policy that will teach all our residents to be nice to each other, and that way we don't have to enforce any sort of law.
Oh, welcome to the real world, Big Q.
Quack, I get what you're coming from, bruh. I mean, I am that optimistic as well. We don't have to solve problems with either enforcement or our fists, but at the end of the day, you never know. People are stubborn, good or bad.
I believe if a bad person is going to kill someone's animals, there should be someone to stop them. That's what I'm saying.
We should attack the problem from the root. And that's enact and change the morals we all have. No one should be dying, and no one's animals should be dying either, Wilbur.
Batman! Two-Face just escaped from Arkham, and he's been abducting conjoined twins and mutilating one side of them. Batman! Batman!
Tommy, fearing that they were starting to lose the debate, decided to use the money from Dream to bribe Carl into ruling the debate in Wilbur's favor.
Such a corporate thing to do.
Carl did exactly that. Next, the running mates would have a debate. Tommy versus George Not Found.
Now, I think I'd like to address the fact that the reason L'Manberg was created was for freedom. The Dream SMP wouldn't allow our rules, and it wouldn't tolerate us making our own separate...
Dream watching this is laughing.
These clowns. My goals are beyond your understanding.
And I think the fact, George, that the Dream SMP rigged our land with TNT, exploded everything we owned and loved, my base, my embassy, and merely I had to give away my discs just to get L'Manberg back.
Boo-hoo your discs. Oh, look, unless that disc was like a lullaby from your mother when you were a baby, who the freak cares? You don't elaborate on that. Evan didn't elaborate on that. So who freaking cares about those discs, you buffoon?
You know, we want to keep that to our members. I think that is a completely fair point to make, and the fact that you would pressure us out of doing that, well, we had to fight with our very hands and knees, my friends. We have betrayals. I had to give away my discs, and you know that's my prized possession.
Yeah. You're talking about freedom here. You lock it behind a certain group of people. That
but
seems,
the reason we have to make
this
certain group of people,
that
George.
Almost...
Bro, I never agreed more with Tommy in my life.
Your land, which you stand for, mercilessly blew up our land, killed our
Can
friends,
you tell me
our family, our
why was your land? Why did it need to be blown up? What happened in the first place?
George, if you stand by the fact that
what did you do to spark
George,
this
if you
war?
stand by the fact that something needs to be blown up, then how
all
dare you?
All you care about is war.
What are you talking about, George? You weren't even there. Shut up.
Shush, Goggy. Shush, Goggy.
All he cares about is war.
After a heated
What
start
the freak is shush, Goggy? Is that like a slang? Why the freak is Tubbo Hero, Brian?
After a heated start to the debate, things got ugly when George pulled out proof that Tommy had bribed Carl. The chaos and low blows continued, even catching the eyes of Dream. The debate got back on track, with Tubbo as the new moderator. The final topic on the table was conflict.
I mean, that's what this debate is.
When this was a simpler time on this server, we all lived in harmony. And it was very nice, very peaceful.
Okay.
And we loved it. And then you came along.
Bro, Tommy, bro, I'm relating to your faces more than anything you've ever said.
My opinion on conflict is we should keep it to a minimum. But clearly in your mind...
Bro, this is like saying, hey, stop all war, guys. It's like telling the United Nations, hey, stop all conflicts now. Not to mention you're in a Minecraft server full of stubborn trolls.
And you want it to the maximum.
Well, I think my stance on conflict, Carl, that would be that I think only when necessary.
We're only on 12 minutes.
I think the point you're making about conflict, and that it probably was a nicer time before I joined the server, but that's only because someone stood up to your tyranny.
If you came on and had just been amicable like the rest of us, we wouldn't have had to have a war in the first place.
I mean, to be fair, Tommy, you did start it all, like, a lot of crap. You were just being a stubborn child. I mean, you're still our child, so.
What changes will you make for the better?
That's a very good point. I think we're going to make sure...
I stopped trolling, even though I kind of stopped doing that.
We just want to make a clear boundary that, look, we fought for our nation. I gave Dream my...
Oh, he's actually there.
Make it a part of the Dream SMP is what you're trying to do. And that is the opposite of all that L'Manberg stands for.
Or you could have just moved to a different server.
After the debate fell into chaos once again, Wilbur and Tommy decided that they had had enough and would not continue the debate. Trusted that the people would see through the lies of their opponents and know in their hearts the right side to take.
You know what you should do? If they win at a majority vote, see what happens, wait till you're proven right, and then you'll be like, hey, psych, I told you.
September 21st, the day of the L'Manberg election. Everything was in place and the people were ready.
Bro, what are we doing? A red carpet or a wedding? This does look like a setting of a wedding, bro. Any SMPers can finally get married and have all the BL fan art they want to display.
But before they released the polls, the two parties had to give their final speeches and announce endorsements. As they all gathered at the podium, except for George, who was having the best sleep of his life. Following the speeches, Fundy walked up to the mic and just started talking.
My fellow citizens, I am not powerful. I am not resemble the physique of a leader, and I might not have wealth, but I do have a dream.
He had a third party? What the frig is he on about? Since when did he have had a third party?
While Quackity has righteous ideas and Wilbur the leadership, I, together with Nikki, have a bakery and a worldwide shipping right. I can deliver as many cookies and ice cream as you desire. Once you
This is literally playground logic.
voted for Coconut 2020.
This is like an episode of AOT Junior High.
Wilbur was not very happy about Fundy trying to undermine the system and join the election the day it would happen.
All for cookies.
Because of this, he attempted to send Coconut 2020 away and keep them off the ballot. However, the people wanted differently.
You're like shooting yourself into the foot.
Wilbur added Coconut 2020 to the ballot. As an attempt to gain more power, has now put Wilbur and Tommy at risk of losing all the power they had. The parties would reveal their endorsements.
My one endorsement is KSI. He just hasn't happened to responded yet to my...
Really? It was him? I mean, you'd ask him later, but that really it was him? Why didn't you ask Vic?
KSI and Lord Jesus Christ.
Now, after years of fighting and you know, a general negative presence, I
Dream is just having a good old time.
finally got who we needed on our side to turn probably just the entire world around.
Are they playing a PowerPoint presentation?
Look, me and Tommy have had our differences in the past.
Bro, okay, it was him. It was the Indian speedboat. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he has shown to love Vicstar too much.
Firm supporter of POG 2020. I have every belief in it.
What if he was just given a script? Oh boy, you got a Minecraft YouTuber to support you? That's crazy, bruh.
I've got my endorsement. Here he comes.
Jay Schlatt, a comedian, a man of business, but behind all lies a calculated man.
A calculated man of insanity. Isn't that right? You blinded freaking...
He has no intention of losing at any cost.
What an anime line.
He is confident, charismatic, and ruthless. Give him control, he will control everything, and he'll rule the world. This was...
Everybody wants to rule the...
Stop! Do you think you need a president? I'll be my own president.
Everyone, get off the
Do you think you want Quackity as your president?
Yeah!
You think you want Wilbur? I'll run my own presidency.
No.
You haven't seen the end of me.
God.
This isn't the end of the end of my presidency.
Oh, he's pulling a Trump, basically.
Dream endorsed Schlatt and proceeded to give him his crossbow. After
Oh.
Tommy was shot, everyone on the podium retreated to the White House and hid from
The actual...
After their blockade was repeatedly broken, the three knew they had to escape and broke out through the wall.
And so it's a legit fight now. It's a legit battle going on.
Tommy and Schlatt both died Wilbur knew there was no point in continuing the rally and decided to drop the ballot. He knew he had no choice but to include both Coconut 2020 and Schlatt 2020. Votes began flooding in. Tommy and Wilbur sat on the edge of their seats as thousands of their viewers voted for who they wanted to win. Tommy and Wilbur attempted to make a backdoor deal with Quackity. In the event that Schlatt 2020 or Coconut 2020 would win the election, Pog and Swag would combine their votes, creating a coalition government with 2 presidents and Tommy as vice president.
That is smart and cool at the same time. That is actually very sick. So they pull a Cobra Kai.
But Quackity knew this was a bad deal. With no endorsements and no vice president, he was dead in the water.
So George is sleeping again.
They both knew there was no way Swag would beat Pog, and so when Wilbur
Neutrogena Ultra Shear.
Neutrogena. Neutrogena. With Neutrogena, side effects include increased hops.
Quackity refused the deal, but he wouldn't give up on the election that easily. Quackity offered a similar deal to Schlatt. Swag Party would give all of their votes to Schlatt 2020 on the condition that Quackity would be his vice president. Schlatt agreed. With that, all they could do was wait. Maybe, just maybe, this would be the end.
My only friend, the end.
The next day, the results were in. 200.
You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm sorry. I don't care. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna speed these videos up. Nothing personal against Evan. For the sake of runtime on these videos on my end.
20,000 people had voted, and today, the winner of the election would be announced. Everyone from all across the server gathered at the podium to hear the news. The candidates met on the stage and Wilbur explained what would happen. Today, they would not just find out who won the election, but also inaugurate them immediately. The new leader would then announce their first decree as president. Within 15 minutes, Lemamberg would have their new president, and a new era would begin.
Why do you have to do this whole thing instead of just like, hey, I want to prove that I could be a good leader. Let me just make these things work. These decrees work. And then once they're all come into play, then you can at least try to do the ballot thing, and then you'd be like, oh, these guys have been doing well. They actually did stuff.
Wilbur began revealing the results.
With 9% of the vote, 20,000 people or so. In 4th place is Coconut 2020.
Yeah! Really? Okay.
With 16% of the vote, coming in 3rd place is Schlatt 2020.
Oh, low.
In 2nd place, with 30% of the popular vote, led by the party leader, Quackity, Swag 2020. Meaning that the winner of the popular vote by 45%.
45, bro.
Led by the incumbent.
45, bro. That is big.
Pause. 2 nights ago on the night of the election, Quackity made a deal. No matter what happens, Quackity would pool Swag 2020 votes on with Schlatt 2020 votes. Pog 2020 got 45% of the popular vote, meaning that the coalition government of Schlatt and Swag 2020 got 46% of the vote. Meaning that tonight, Schlatt 2020 has been inaugurated.
46 literally passed just... Y'all are rigging this.
Schlatt, having been on the server for less than 24 hours, now ruled all of Lemamberg. Wilbur and Tommy sat in shock as the nation they fought for.
Tommy, stop making these Mimo faces.
Wilbur and Tommy left the podium and went to take a seat in the crowd. And Schlatt, now the second most powerful man on the server, gave his first decree as president of Lemamberg.
Tommy and Wilbur and any of those that believe in you, go to another biome and live there. That'll be your new Lemamberg. No one will bother you. You don't have to be involved in society, bruh. Chill. There are other ways.
I looked every citizen of Lemamberg in the eyes and I said, you listen to me. This place will be a lot different tomorrow. Let's go.
Quacky's like, yeah. Yeah.
As the president of Lemamberg, the Emperor is to revoke the citizenship of Wilbur Soot and Tommy Innit.
There was no time to think. From leaders of a nation to enemies of the state within seconds. If Tommy and Wilbur wanted to make it out alive, they had to run.
I literally just said they could just flee off to a different biome. Legit?
They did. Wilbur drank an invisibility potion, but it was no use. Meanwhile, Tommy made a break for Lemamberg, managing to escape through an underground tunnel Tubbo had built earlier. Tommy and Wilbur met in the forest. They were now banished, not only from the nation of Dream SMP, but their own home of Lemamberg.
So legit?
And as they searched for a place for their new home, they thought about what this meant. They had put everything on the line for Lemamberg, gave their lives for Lemamberg. And now,
this literally has become an anime. You gotta keep bringing flashbacks back.
they built their new home in a small hill a few hundred blocks away from civilization.
You won't have time. You know your viewers are gonna snitch on you.
To start over. Having only some tools, armor, and a few random items, Tommy and Wilbur hit rock bottom. But then, Schlatt announced he would be giving another speech.
People of Lemanberg!
Bro,
The sun rises over another beautiful day. I reckon we take down the walls.
You can't do that.
Immediately, all citizens of Lemanberg
The war!
required to help tear down the walls of this country.
Bro, the walls are coming down, bro. And then now they're like, well, we're done.
We're fucked up.
Live on the island, you know? Live on an island. Okay, I have a better idea. Get a lot of blocks with certain items. Build yourself up to the sky. Have water, lava, a tree, and make skyblock in the sky. Y'all didn't have me. Y'all didn't have me to supply you with better ideas.
By its own citizens. Wilbur and Tommy could not help themselves and traveled back to watch. As they
Tommy's faces are never not memeable.
Wilbur was destroyed. Lemanberg was his dream from the day he joined the SMP, and in the span
Okay, we get it. We get it. This has literally become a generic anime.
Back at their base, Wilbur exclaimed that he was a slow-burning fuse. And over the next few weeks, he would become a much different man than the one Jay Schlatt crossed.
Bruh, legit. His character arc is insane. Like, this is legit an anime.
Tommy, meanwhile, had already come up with a plan.
If they ask Dream for help, I won't be surprised.
An old friend, who in the time they needed it most, stepped up and
offered.
For once since their banishment, Tommy and Wilbur had Technoblade. Legend has it he can take down an entire army with only 2 other men. Legend has it he once spent 9 months farming potatoes to bully a guy he didn't even know. Legend has it he once entered 1,500 battles and won every single one of them. Legend has it he can kill Dream.
Oh yeah, he did. I forgot about that.
Being an anarchist, Techno looked for any opportunity to abolish government.
He's an anarchist?
Together, Tommy, Wilbur, and Technoblade would build up their new base in Ravine Underground. Keeping it a secret from everyone on the other side, they hope to grow their arsenal.
But your viewers are gonna snitch on you. Wilbur went full-on nomad Captain America.
After Technoblade was escorted by Tommy to their base, Schlatt gave his second presidential speech. In this speech, he announced he would be changing the name of Lemanberg to Manberg.
Lemanberg is too extra. Take the L off. We're taking W's today.
Tommy, Wilbur, and Technoblade began by naming their new home Pogtopia. Tommy stumbled across his old strip mine, meaning they now had a direct underground path to Manberg. By the next day, Technoblade, who according to himself stayed up all night, had created a large potato farm to supply Pogtopia with food. And Wilbur managed to convince Tubbo, a member of Schlatt's cabinet.
Bro, you know how I said about the whole Skyblock idea? What if they do that, and then they follow him, and there's a freaking Skyblocks war? If that does happen, that would be a surprise. We're literally halfway through the video. Not even.
Tubbo, a member of Schlatt's cabinet, to become a spy for them.
I mean, it makes sense. He is loyal to Tommy. He's like a sidekick.
It's like someone cut a coconut in half and just stuck it on his head.
Technoblade gathered weapons. Tubbo informed Wilbur of all of Manberg's plans, and the path to Manberg continued to expand. Pogtopia flourished and was almost ready for war. They just needed the right time to strike.
Okay, do what I said last time. Get as many invisible potions. Get a lot of poisons. Oh wait, you can kill them as many times as you want, but they're gonna come back and be like, oh, this is not gonna change our government.
Manberg had changed a lot in this time. Office buildings arose, the Lemanberg flag was burned, and in its place sprouted a new flag. The Manberg flag.
That's an anarchist-looking flag?
Things in Manberg looked to be going smoothly, but deep down, Schlatt knew it was already falling apart. Word of a rebellion caught wind in the streets of Manberg. A secret group of people plotting to take down Schlatt. The rumored Pogtopia, to Schlatt's dismay, was not hated by the people, but seen as a force of good to save them from his ruthless rule.
I literally predicted. I love how I complain about these things, like why couldn't this thing happen, and now it's actually happening. And I also said that people would realize the errors, and then be like on your side. This is dope though. This is dope.
Many citizens attempted to help the rebellion by offering supplies and information. Schlatt, not wanting to lose any more people than he already had, could not stop them.
What about Quackity or George? Oh wait, Quackity's just laughing and George is just sleeping.
As a last resort to save his dying country, Schlatt decided to throw a celebration. A celebration of the new changes he had enacted as president, and a celebration of Manberg. He had announced the Manberg Festival.
Wait. Festival? This has become a real anime.
This was their chance to show Manberg how powerful Pogtopia truly was. Their chance to scare Schlatt out of power. Their chance to take back Manberg. But Wilbur had changed his mind. The betrayal from his own people, the destruction of everything he'd worked for, was starting to take a toll on him. On the day of their banishment, Wilbur had said that he was a slow-burning fuse, and would soon be a much different man than the one Schlatt had crossed.
Bro, he's that emotional. You could have just waited. This would happen if you shoot yourself in the foot. It's okay. I've done things like that too. I've done that. I shot myself in the foot so many times in life. It's fine. We all done that. It was actually a good life lesson, you know? If you want to take any lesson from this video, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Come up with better solutions, you know?
More than ever, that fuse grew ever closer to an explosion. After the announcement of the festival, both Wilbur and Tommy knew this was a huge opportunity for them, but Wilbur couldn't shake a dark feeling. The festival was good. Everything Schlatt had done was completely legal, and yet they still wanted to ruin it with their rebellion.
Bro, I sense the conflict in you, Wilbur.
As the days passed, so did the nation he once loved. His unfinished symphony.
Bro, what is the cinematography, bro? This is dope. This is probably the coolest roleplay series looking since actual Minecraft roleplays I used to watch back in the day.
Wilbur chose destruction. After all, he created that nation. It was his. If the people can stab him in the back, betray the very founder of the land in which they lived, why can't he do the same?
Ironically, you know what's so funny? How in the beginning, again, this is unintentional storytelling. You know how like Wilbur's like, oh, let's start this with words in the beginning before the actual war happened. Now he's just all about destruction.
If he can't have it, no one can. King of Pogtopia, a secret supporter fed them supplies and an offer of help whenever needed. An old enemy, Dream. Dream secretly offered to help Pogtopia to take down Schlatt before conflict arose between Dream SMP and Manberg. Wilbur, looking for a way to blow up the entirety of Manberg, sought Dream's help to supply him with the firepower to do so. But before he talked with Dream, he explained his plan to Tommy. Tommy could not go through with it. He still had hope of getting back to Manberg. He still had hope that things could go back to how they'd been before. He didn't want to be the bad guy. But Wilbur didn't need his help. All he needed was TNT, some redstone, and a button.
So his goal is just to blow it all up. That's not going to change anything. It's like actually blowing up a country, but the people still live. They respawn. What they're going to do with that?
Dream had agreed to supply Wilbur with everything he needed to blow the entire city sky high. On the day of the festival, directly after Tubbo's speech following the words, "Let the festival begin," Wilbur would make his way to the detonation room, press the button, and destroy everything. The day of the festival finally arrived, October 16th. The stage was set, decorations sprung from every corner, and everyone was ready for a celebration.
I didn't mean to say this now, but I won't be surprised, knowing how the other two episodes were, someone's gonna know, and then be like, hey,
I figured out your plan all along!
Having rigged the entire nation with TNT, Wilbur's plan was still a go. He just needed to wait. And as the festival drew closer, more and more people logged on to party. They all gathered at the presidential podium. Tommy and Wilbur hid on top of a nearby building to attend the festival in secret. Among the attendees was Technoblade, who unbeknownst to Schlatt was on Pogtopia's side. The festival officially began as Schlatt gave a quick speech. Following the speech, the people of Manberg and Technoblade went off to party upon seeing the people, his friends. Happy, Wilbur began having second thoughts about blowing up Manberg.
Oh, this is like AOT levels of conflict, bro.
To help bring himself to clarity, he called Tubbo over to talk with him and Tommy. Wilbur explained his dilemma, the innocent people that would be at risk for his selfish gain. Tubbo agreed with Tommy that there were better ways.
Bruh, is Wilbur Eren Yig?
Wilbur decided he would make Tubbo choose for him. The fate of Manberg rested on Tubbo's shoulders, and as Tubbo received the news from Wilbur, he was called up to the stage to give his speech. If Tubbo said the words, "Let the festival begin," Wilbur would immediately sprint to the button and detonate all of it. But if he didn't, Manberg would live to see another day. And so, with the entire nation balancing on his words,
ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to look around at what we've built today. Look at each other. All of this, thanks to democracy and the leadership of Jay Schlatt. And isn't that what this festival's all about? Democracy. Our people have been beaten down by rulers and dictators for so long, now we are finally free. Free to elect who we want, free to live how we want, and most importantly, free to go wherever we want without the confine of those huge black walls. So with that in mind, I'd like to thank everyone for coming to this wonderful event. What's up, Schlatt?
You got anything else in the speech?
No, on that note, let the festival begin.
Wilbur ran. The deed was done, and today would be Manberg's last. Within seconds, the entire...
I thought it was about to convince him. But also, Jay Schlatt said, you have anything else to say? That does sound suspicious. Also, my battery's running out. It's the next day. Let's say technical difficulties happen.
So let the festival begin.
Wilbur ran. The deed was done, and today would be Manberg's last. Within seconds, the entire country would be reduced to rubble. All Wilbur needed to do was wait for Tubbo to clear the stage, and it would all be destroyed. Something wasn't right. Before Tubbo could leave the podium, Schlatt and Quackity quickly trapped him with concrete and cobblestone.
The fact that it's actually concrete, I always wonder what that was. I never bothered reading what they were. They're just concrete, just old.
Confused, Tubbo asked for an explanation, and Wilbur ran back to the building to see what was happening. Then Schlatt gave another speech, and it didn't take long for the true nature of the gathering to be revealed. This was never meant to be a party.
There was never a party. It was just a Call of Duty map all along.
This was no festival. No, this was an execution.
We're fucked. Well, this is Minecraft. There's no need for an execution. If you ban him from the server, that at least has stakes. What does killing him do? He's just gonna come back and be like, hey.
Tubbo,
Yeah?
I know what you've been up to.
What have I been up? What are you talking about?
What have I been up to? He says, what?
Actually, I'm actually trapped in here, Schlatt.
I know what you've been doing. It all adds up, buddy. Your absence from great events. I mean, you walked off in the middle of this one. Don't try and tell me that you've done nothing wrong, because everybody knows it. Do you know what happens to traitors, Tubbo? Nothing good. Ooh.
You traitors!
Technoblade, you want to come up here for a second?
What do you want out of me, Mr. President?
Oh, I only call you in for special favors. Techno, I need you to take him out.
What?
You're not gonna take him out to dinner, bro. You're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him right now. And make it hurt!
Make a Minecraft death hurt. I mean, losing all your items is one thing, but how are you gonna actually make it painful?
Tubbo, I'm sorry. I'll make it as painless as...
Wow, he's so scared. Wow, so Minecraft execution equals fireworks. Oh no!
Oh no, he's dead.
Kill everybody!
Chat, where's the button? Chat, where's the button? Chat, where's the button?
We leave! We leave!
I'm just taking in all of this chaos, bro. Just taking all it in. I mean, it's been a day, so I guess the build-up is kind of ruined because, you know, technical difficulties. But, you know, it is what it is.
Everyone go after Tommy in it! We gotta get out of here! Tommy!
Wait. Wasn't the revolution, like... Weren't there, like, excited for revolution?
The festival had gone completely off the rails. Wilbur could not find his button, and Technoblade, their partners since the start of Pogtopia, had betrayed their cause and executed Tubbo.
I mean, he was told to.
Gathered back at the podium, they were angry. Schlatt had taken things way too far.
Wait, some of them? Okay, so it's a handful of them. So it's a half-half battle.
Standing up for Tubbo, Nikki, or Niachu, openly stated her opposition.
Was it Nina?
To the government and what they had become. As Schlatt was about to order her execution as well.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9. It's just a joke.
Wilbur stepped in. He spoke of the injustices Schlatt had done not only to him and Tommy, but to his own people as well. Then, distracting the associates of the government, Wilbur told Nikki to run. Following the chaos, Tommy, Tubbo, Wilbur, and Technoblade met at Pogtopia. Tensions were high. Tommy, enraged by Techno's actions, the killing of his best friend.
This is so stupid. If what he's saying is true, that he's actually annoyed by his execution that he was told to do with no other choice, to a Minecraft that's gonna come back with an execution that doesn't matter, this is literally as logical as a 3 AM video.
Challenged him to a duel with no weapons.
What the? This is Technoblade. Why would you ask him that?
Wilbur, in love with chaos, sat enthusiastically as his two friends fought to the death.
I mean, you love chaos so much, it makes sense. That's why you lost your whole country, man.
Technoblade, being Technoblade, won the duel. And
wow, gee. Wow, that's crazy. I never expected that.
This thing is trash!
After the events of the festival, Manberg began to spiral into chaos.
I mean, yeah, that's what I've been saying. Wait, you don't have to shoot yourself in the foot.
Not just a friend of Tommy's, but a friend of everyone. And Schlatt ordered his death in cold blood. What little support Schlatt still had faded away. One by one, his own people deserted his nation to join the uprising. Fundy, Punk, and Jack Manifold had all left, leaving only Quackity, Carl, and Schlatt on the side of Manberg.
Fundy, Punk, and Jack. I get Fundy. At least that's a Minecraft name. At least it's something a Minecraft YouTuber name. Punk. I'll let it slide. And Jack is just a name. I don't care. I don't know why. Maybe because I was so thrown off by purpled and puns. I think that's why I'm kind of like questioning all the names now. But then again, I heard much sillier names.
For weeks, Schlatt had ordered Quackity around, insulting him and completely disregarding his ideas.
I mean, it's Schlatt. What are you talking about? He's a... You pretentious dude! You pretentious D-bag!
After an intense argument about whether or not the White House should be teared down, Quackity was finally fed up, killing Schlatt and running off to join Pogtopia.
I mean, on the bright side, Wilbur, you did get what you want. You got respected as a leader now. I guess that does come full circle. You see, when I start to think every time the story gets dumb, it gets more cooler because... Okay, how do I explain this? I think Heavily the Controller explained my situation perfectly.
It keeps subverting my expectations. And even when it's not subverting my expectations, it's subverting my subversion.
Welcoming him with open arms, the rebellion sharpened their swords, loaded their bows, and prepared for one final attack on Manberg.
Wait, why would he even have an attack if it's only like 2 guys? I mean, unless Dream is gonna play triple agent and wants chaos as well? I don't know. I mean, Shad was already killed, so you only need Carl left. I mean, what can you do now? And of course, George is sleeping. He can never be found.
Not long after the festival, a new faction arose on the SMP. Created by Bad Boy Halo, the nation of the Badlands consisted of Bad Boy Halo, Ant Frost, Awesome Dude, and Skeppy.
Wait, Awesome Dude? Awesome Dude. Awesome.
These 4 sought to take control of the server through always helping the losing side of the battle, to keep conflict going indefinitely. Although Manberg was clearly weaker than Utopia, for the upcoming battle, the Badlands would support the rebellion. At least until they were winning.
So, they want to support the losing side. Might as well go for Schlatt if that's all you want to go for.
Most of the members of Dream's faction, the Greater Dream SMP, remained neutral during the battle, not wanting to create unnecessary enemies. Eret. After betraying Manberg in the previous war,
there he is.
Eret was made king of the Greater Dream SMP for his efforts.
I'm aka King of the LG.
Stop! Everywhere he went, he was reminded of that fateful day by the people he helped destroy. He couldn't live with the decisions he made. He regretted it all. No one would forgive him.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did. I forgot he did that.
Decided to show his allegiance and rebuild his trust. He would fight with Pogtopia. But there was a catch. Upon hearing word of Eret's plans, Dream rushed over to the castle immediately. He explained that if Eret wished to fight in the war, he would have to forfeit his position as king. Eret once again faced the choice between his friends and power.
I mean, it's obvious. He's gonna give it up. I mean, why would you stay king in order to feel bad all the time?
He chose differently. Schlatt was running out of options. As of now, his army consisted of himself and Carl. Schlatt had to use his last resort. Calling a secret meeting with Dream, Schlatt offered something to Dream in exchange for fighting alongside him in the war.
I swear, if it's a disc or some random object, what is in that book?
Secret book. Something powerful. The only person who knew the contents were Schlatt himself. But whatever it was, made Dream risk his own nation's relationship with nearly everyone on the server.
That big? I'm actually kind of really stressed about this. Not stressed, I'm kind of nervous what this is.
He immediately accepted the deal and agreed to fight alongside Manberg. The war was set for November 16th, exactly 1 month after the festival. This was it. The battle to end all battles.
The battle to end all battles? Well, if that were true, this story would have ended by 3 parts.
As the armies logged on and prepared, the fate of Manberg hung in the light of the rising sun, and the dawn of the 16th had arrived. There was a traitor. In the midst of Pogtopia, there was a traitor. Prior to the war, Dream had spread word that a traitor lied in the rebellion. Over the days leading to the war, tension ran high in Pogtopia.
I guess smart move, because everyone who joined you has double-crossed each other, I guess, in some way.
But no one cracked. The rumored traitor had not made a move, and some questioned whether this traitor ever existed in the first place.
I mean, it makes sense. You had Eret as a traitor. And also, like, you can't trust anyone. Without Quackity, for Christ's sake.
Wilbur plainly stated that if they lost, he would turn the entirety of Manberg to smithereens. Tommy feared the thought too much and assured everyone they would not lose. Technoblade, however, endorsed the idea of chaos.
Bro, you know what this is? Every time they get somewhere productive, one person's gotta be like,
but I love chaos too much.
And then everything's gonna get ruined. Is this gonna be a trend?
Upon informing the army of his secret stash, he led them all through the forest and into a lake to his underground base. As they descended into the armory, everyone was shocked. The walls were lined with chests and the armor stands engulfed by netherite armor.
Why does that make me think he's gonna be the traitor? The last time a team was leading to an underground secret layer, there was a betrayal.
Army swept the chests, grabbing anything and everything that would help them in their pursuit of victory. Group exited Techno's base, gathering at the foot of the path to Manberg. Months of buildup led to this moment. Friends, enemies, it didn't matter. Today, they were something more.
Yeah, just like a certain other show that I haven't mentioned yet.
And as they took one final glance down the dreaded path, they knew it was time for war. And with a fiery passion only he could, Tommy charged ahead, leading his army to battle.
Imagine if you're in a server just chilling, and you just see this coming at you.
Latin Dream's army held a watchtower at the end of the path and immediately began firing upon Pogtopia's arrival. Within seconds, the first few to reach the top of the tower forced Dream and his men to retreat back into Manberg. Unlike the last war, this time, the rebellion was in control. Holding the tower, Pogtopia rained arrows on the Manberg army, who fired back. It didn't take long.
They all shoot fireworks. That is cool though.
To realize they were winning, and immediately they coordinated another push on the Manberg army. Jumping off the tower, the armies engaged in close-range combat, and Carl became the first death, falling to Technoblade. The army continued to attack Dream, and Dream stopped fighting and requested to speak alone with Wilbur.
He's gonna snitch on Schlatt or actually gonna kill him.
Dream pointed out that he made a mistake to fight with Schlatt, as despite his entire nation being attacked and having bribed one of the most powerful men on the server to supply him an army, Schlatt didn't even bother to show up. Upon realizing this, Dream saw no point in continuing the battle and announced Manberg would surrender. But Schlatt wasn't gone yet. After announcing the surrender, Dream led everyone to the remains of the Kamar van.
Oh, well, we all know where this is going.
They're gonna get blown up.
Here lies Schlatt at the end of his reign.
This is too good to be true. Ugh!
Both armies gathered around to witness—
Bruh! Major pause moment right here! Freaking, like, Dream Manhunt thumbnail. If all the Avengers was stood on Thanos.
In one final act of despise, Wilbur ordered Tommy to execute, to finally end the reign of Manberg. But before Tommy could pull the trigger, Schlatt began acting strange and—
What? Yeah, I was gonna say, he could be poisoning himself. You'll never take me alive!
The Kamar van. The place Manberg began and the place Manberg would end.
Dang. There's no way this is somewhat rigged in some way, but that's a heck of a rig, bro. That is too storytelling, bro. This is too— the wise words of George Lucas. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
With Schlatt gone for good, Pogtopia had won the war, taken back Manberg. Or should I say, Manberg.
I mean, at this point, why would you need to change a name? Just put Manberg. You know what? Put Berg. Have a burger. Also name it Burger because, I mean, this is America. They'll catch you slipping, though. I don't know if that's the right lyric.
Dream announced that there was never a traitor in the first place, and the whole thing was made up to distract them. They needed a new leader of their nation. Someone strong, someone fair, and a true leader. And for some reason, Wilbur chose Tommy Innit.
Maybe I'm gonna get too chaotic. I'm gonna leave it to the more chaotic person.
And Tommy took his place on the stage to give his first speech as president of Manberg.
Oh no, I'm scared. He's gonna pull a big old troll.
But even after the hardships, the tyranny we'd been through, it was meant to be. As much as this is everything, and this is what would have been everything.
Of course, George ain't here. Where's Carl? Yeah, he's there too.
This is what would have been everything. I can't be the president. I've still got unfinished business. Because you've still got those discs. I can't do this until we're done. So Wilbur, take your place on the podium.
I'm gonna keep this brief, right? I also cannot be your president. Techno, you've taught me a lot. You've taught me
that's better.
Government is not the way to go, and I agree with you. To be honest, I feel like whilst I can't be here to judge how other people's governments are run, I can say that it would be hypocritical of me to run a government. So I'm gonna hand off the presidency to someone. Tubbo, I want you to come up onto the stage.
Yes!
Oh, that's better. That's okay. That's way more better.
I've been put on the spot here. I wasn't expected to be surrounded by here with friends, enemies, which I don't hate all that much, I'll be honest. But I enjoy seeing the unity. And
bro, that's cool. Freaking George!
And I feel like, you know, now everyone's here in unity. No one is banned, and that's what counts. Thank you, everyone. It's been an honor.
And now in this case, I'm gonna ban everyone. Bro, if that were me.
Tubbo was now the president of New Manberg, and following the speech, everyone teamed up to take down the decorations from the festival, and Manberg celebrated its freedom once again. But Wilbur was nowhere to be seen. In the light of their celebration, blinded by bliss, nobody had noticed Wilbur sneaking away from the crowd, alone. That's what he—
He's gonna go out and meet Schlatt, isn't he?
Bro, you taught me a lot, bro.
This time, he made sure to mark the entrance. This time, the plan wouldn't fail. And as the people celebrated outside, Wilbur entered the detonation chamber.
Detonation chamber? What the freak? Is he gonna off himself?
The words of the Manberg anthem enveloped the cold stone walls, and the single button stood in the middle of the room had the power—
Are you freaking kidding me? There's always— okay, it's a 50-50 chance.
Outside, the celebration came to an abrupt end when Dream revealed that there actually was, and still is, a traitor.
I'm done! Done.
Almost on command, Technoblade shot his firework launcher, killing Tubbo again. The people were in shock, and the following events would change Manberg forever.
You guys listen to me. I did not spend weeks planning this revolution, giving you guys gear for you guys to go in and replace one tyrant with another.
The thing that I built this nation for doesn't exist anymore. The thing I worked towards doesn't exist anymore. It's over. What are you doing?
Don't you see what's happening here?
Wait. What your goal is? I mean, you're all for chaos, I guess. The chaos took over you.
Don't you see history repeating itself? You think Schlatt was the cause of your problems? No, it was government.
So you're anarchist.
Everyone's locked off in the middle of my speech. I'm killing everyone. We're killing everyone.
Let's get him! Phil, I'm always so close to pressing this button, Phil. I've been here. Like 7 or 8 times I've been here.
And you want to just blow it all up. The government ends
here.
Oh,
he's actually—
I'll kill it myself.
You know who was the traitor? Tell me the traitor was Wilbur.
There was a saying, Phil, by a traitor.
Bruh.
Once part of the Manberg. It was never meant to be.
God dang it. Oh no, a place is gone. It's not like you can rebuild it.
Oh my god!
This guy, bro.
Oh my god!
Somehow this gave Aaron Postnut clarity.
Manberg was gone. The people stood in shock as Wilbur and Phil stood in the now exposed detonation room. Having completed his mission, Wilbur was free at last.
Oh my god, he legit is freaking Aaron Yates!
Hey, Manberg, Phil! My unfinished symphony, forever unfinished! If I can't have this, no one can, Phil!
What the fuck? Are you okay? Damn! You got something going on? You need help?
Phil, kill me. Phil, kill me. Phil, stab me with the sword. Murder me now.
Bro, what kind of acting are you on? The commitment though is actually dope.
Murder me. Look, they all want you to.
Wilbur was now gone. A mere memory of an idea. Freedom. It's what he sought all this time, and now he finally found his peace.
What? Oh, is it gonna make zone now?
Tommy.
Yeah?
Do you think you're a hero? Is that what this is?
I just wanted Lamanberg.
You just wanted power.
That's all I've ever wanted. I didn't.
Tommy, you just did a coup. You just did a hostile government takeover and
What
then immediately instilled yourself as president. And then you gave it to your friend, but that's still a tyrant, Tommy.
What?
The thing about this world, Tommy, is that good things don't happen to heroes. Let me tell you a story, Tommy. A story of a man called Theseus. His country, well, his city-state technically, was in danger. And he sent himself forward into enemy lines. He slayed the Minotaur and saved his city. You know what they did to him, Tommy? They exiled him. But if you want to be a hero, Tommy, that's fine. That's fine.
Pennerblade, don't do this.
Don't do this.
We're so close.
Do you want to be a hero, Tommy? Do you want to be a hero, Tommy? Then die like one!
This was the real war. Technoblade and Dream fought to protect the Withers. The world erupted into chaos.
I mean, I know you're putting Halo music now, but what the freak? Oh, you couldn't even add a freaking Ender Dragon. I mean, it is epic. You know what? I think why this does work is because you have Technoblade. Fight with two Withers, and it's enough to distract him, so then it'll be easy enough for him to have a one-man army. At least that makes sense. Bro, this is too much, bro. This is too much.
The Withers had been killed, but not before causing even more damage. The people of Lamanberg overlooked what was left, wondering why.
Yeah, why though? Why all this?
Dream and Techno fell back into the shadows, having accomplished everything they set out to do.
Oh. At least that's something kind of makes sense. But what kind of a... This is literally like a Batman plan. You do like a big old thing, all intricate plan. You did all this for what?
And with this, the war was finally over. Pogtopia had lost, Manberg had lost, and the only winner was chaos. Over the next few weeks, the people would begin to build a new Lamanberg.
Why do you waste your time destroying all of it if they're gonna rebuild another? You know what makes sense for your plan? Ban everyone!
Tubbo would remain the president of this new land, hoping to bring unending peace. But in his quest to abolish conflict, one action would separate the inseparable. Tubbo would exile his own best friend.
Nope. 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 Next! Part 4. Exiled.
Wilbur had destroyed everything. Gathering the remaining allies of Lamanberg, Tubbo elected his cabinet and made his first executive order. Starting the next day, the people would begin to rebuild Lamanberg, and keeping Lamanberg as peaceful as possible, the people hoped to never let their nation fall again. Reconstruction began. Everyone logged onto the server to help. Tommy, needing to be informed of the plans, met with Tubbo, and Tubbo explained how Lamanberg would be rebuilt and his plans of keeping peace. Tommy had something he wanted to say as well. The night before, Tommy had found out that Quackity and Tubbo thought he was the traitor before it was revealed to be Techno and Wilbur. Then, Tommy recalled that in a previous skirmish with Dream, Tommy and Tubbo managed to team up once again to reclaim one of his discs, Mellow High.
Discs. I think you have the key to unlock the universe.
And now, to show the true extent of his trust, Tommy gave Tubbo the disc. Over the next few days, a new Lamanberg arose from the shadows of their once great land. Following the explosion of Lamanberg, Wilbur ordered Philza, who had just logged onto the server for the first time, to kill him.
Oh wow, that's a heck of a first time. Imagine this whole thing happened, he's just walking in like, hey, oh! He literally is the burning pizza meme from Community.
Although he could technically just respawn, Wilbur would not be coming back.
Yes! 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 Yes!
At least not as Wilbur.
No! 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 Fuck!
This system is put in place to give the story more weight, and to ensure that the deaths which are important to the story feel important. Upon joining the server, every player is given 3 canon lives.
Oh, okay, finally. Finally, some stakes! Finally. I mean, there were stakes. I mean, I was feeling tense, I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like there's pointless if you die. But now they actually have 3 canon lives as an actual rule. Thank you.
But if a character has a death that is used to progress the story, it will count as 1 canon death. Once a character uses up all of their canon lives, that character is considered dead in the story.
So it's Wilbur's. Well, Wilbur's gonna come back, they say. because Evan doesn't like burying the leads. He could have just given us surprises, but
Both Tommy and Tubbo had only one life remaining because of Eric's betrayal, Tommy's duel with Dream, and the Manberg Festival. And Wilbur, having ordered Phil to kill him, had lost his final life in the story. But in his place arose a new character. The day after the war, Wilbur rejoined the server, but this time he was different. He was a ghost.
oh, so you can come back as oh my god! Now that okay, we went from Attack of Titan to Star Wars. Now you can come back as a ghost, a Force ghost. I hope, which I'm always surprised if they don't. I hope they don't do anything. I hope they're just there. They don't even change the story. They're not here to tell you anything. They're not here to guide you. No, they're just there. Because if they die, they die. It kind of makes sense. And it'll be kind of weird if they just have ghosts. I mean, I know how you can be ghosts. Don't play on the server and watch the freaking live streams.
Ghostbur is not a normal character on the Dream SMP. Being a mere shadow of Wilbur, Ghostbur has a limited thought process and questionable memory. He doesn't remember sad moments and doesn't understand that people can be bad.
So he became a full-on robot now. That throws away all of what I just said out the window.
He sees the best in everything, a harsh contrast to his old self.
Damn!
Ghostbur lives in a sewer under a crane in New Lemanberg, and holds a library with many important books from across the server's history. With his time on the server, all Ghostbur hopes to do is make new friends and build up the city to be the best it's ever been.
I'm not going to deny the fact that this is a cool concept. I'm one of those people in terms of this story. I don't like just deaths and then coming back in different ways because that cheapens the whole thing. Especially if we're going to go out like that. But, you know.
It is what it is!
Rambu.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, I thought it was going to be a ghost Schlatt. G-Schlatt. Rambu's here, finally.
Blowing up on TikTok because of his unique voice and comedic character.
It's the realest song I ever wrote. Let me get some milk, cookies, soda, chips. Milk, cookies, soda, chips. Milk, cookies, soda, chips. Let me get a bag so these bitches stay crisp. Milk, cookies, soda, chips. Milk, cookies, soda, chips. Milk, cookies, soda, chips. I keep them in a bag so them bitches stay crisp. When I write 6.
During one of his Twitch streams on the server Hypixel, Rambu began joking about running for president of Lemanberg without even playing on the SMP.
Oh wow. Gee, I wonder where that's gonna go!
Out of the blue, Rambu got a message from Dream, inviting him to join the server. Being new, Rambu vowed to lay low until he clocked more hours on the server. To his surprise, this plan would take a turn for the worst, the very next day. Rambu met the day Rambu joined the SMP, but only exchanged a few words. After Tommy rage quit, realizing he was still the youngest on the SMP, the two wouldn't speak again until the next day.
Well, he was, I don't know, 16 at the time?
On November 28th, Tommy logged on with a plan. During the Manberg-Pogtopia War, George, pretending not to know what was happening, built a house throughout the entire war.
Well on you, man. You now easily became my favorite character. Good on you. You're living a simple life. You were a simple man.
This house resided in the Greater Dream SMP and was made to resemble
this house is built like one in The Hobbit. This looks like built someone out of Lord of the Rings.
Planned to recruit Rambu to help him rob George's house because it looked depressing.
First of all, it looks nice, not depressing. Secondly, Tommy's back to his old tactics.
The two began to rob and grief George's house. They ended up burning parts of the roof and bridge outside, and without a care in the world, the two ran from the pillaged house unseen. But unbeknownst to them, this was the final straw. Over the past weeks, people have been reporting griefings and pranks on their property with signs that match exactly how Tommy talks.
Oh, bro, this is actually very interesting. Now someone's gonna be posting like Tommy. Who is gonna be? I won't be surprised if it's Ghostbur. Maybe it's George. Maybe he's planning something big. Because, you know, he's doing nothing.
Although no one had seen him do it, it was apparent that he was the one doing the griefing.
Oh.
And now, because George...
And why is Skeppy doing it? For Christ's sake. Don't bury the... bury the lead. Don't...
Made king of the Dream SMP in place of Eric, who was dethroned, Tommy had directly attacked the Dream SMP faction by griefing George's house. Upon seeing the house practically destroyed, Dream was enraged, and he knew exactly who had done it. He quickly made his way to Lemanberg. Taking a look at the already rebuilt nation, Dream decided there was only one thing he could do. They wanted freedom, they could have it. But no more would he put his own citizens at risk of people like Tommy. If they wanted the walls, they could have them. Mere minutes after Tommy ended his stream, Nikki arrived at Lemanberg only to see Dream surrounding the country with an obsidian wall.
Oh, what the heck? So Dream literally became a contradiction.
Oh, you want walls? Finally, here! Here are your Attack on Titan walls that Trump wanted.
Soon, everyone who was online showed up to see what was happening. Dream exclaimed that he was marking their borders, and when asked why, he told the people to talk to Tommy. Nikki quickly realized what had happened. She and Captain Puffy, who was also new to the server, had seen what Tommy and Rambu did, and proceeded to inform the others of their actions. Following this, the people, led by Rambu, who denied all involvement with the griefing, observed the damage.
Oh, so this is why Tubbo has to ban him. Again, which would have been a surprise to exile him if you hadn't mentioned or teased it earlier.
Tubbo was especially angry, questioning why he even made Tommy vice president in the first place. With this, Tubbo and Fundy decided to...
I won't blame any of you. Tommy is stubborn.
The next day, everyone logged on and prepared for the meeting. Tommy saw the walls for the first time and stared in shock as he realized what he'd done. Meeting in the Camar van, the cabinet discussed the situation.
Someone in this room has done something, okay? Because we're the people of power. And if he wanted to hurt L'Manberg, he'd hurt the people of power. That's us.
Yep.
Skeppy's like,
Someone in this room, I reckon's aggravated him. Tommy, what have you done?
Do I look like a guilty man to you?
I'm gonna be honest, Tommy. This has your name written all over it.
George came in here and said that his house burned down. Did you have anything to do with that?
That's such a shame.
Anything? Did you have anything?
No.
You are.
No, I didn't.
The cabinet decided to talk directly with Dream to uncover the truth.
You disregarded the old government's law and you took it over. Now, I didn't really care about this until our king's vacation home was burnt down by Tommy.
Oh no, my baby boy George.
I can see why DNF is such a big thing.
Tommy punished. I want something to happen to Tommy for what he's done. If nothing is done, the walls will expand and more will happen.
Dream decided to talk alone with Tubbo.
He did this,
You're
didn't
the president.
I know.
He did. He did. And I know you want peace, and I
do.
have no problem with you.
I really
That's why
hope
I
we
like
come
that
to
you're
a
the president.
peaceful... resolve this peacefully.
I'm sure we can, but...
Tubbo has become Armin. Tubbo's become Armin.
But Tommy, he's not peaceful at all.
No.
Oh, that's why Tubbo has blonde hair.
My suggestion is that you exile Tommy.
Wow.
Get him out. That's all I have to say, though.
Tubbo was completely divided. He knew Tommy had done it, and also knew that listening to Dream would be best for the country. But if Tubbo were to exile Tommy, he would also be betraying his best friend.
It's Tommy in it. It's like being friends with a drug addict. You gotta give him like the medicine.
Decided to take Tommy to court to make their official decision. The two sides presented their case and eventually agreed to put Tommy on probation, stripping him of his powers as vice president of L'Manberg. All seemed to be resolved, but Dream was not satisfied.
I know you suggested
not
exile,
enough.
but hear me out, okay?
Well, listen, Tommy is Tommy. He's never going to stop. Like he already said, his goal is to piss me off. And if you want that as somebody in your nation, that even if he doesn't have power.
Listen to me.
Tommy, you've done enough damage for today.
No, listen to me. If I do one thing, which I'm more than well in my free rights to do. We have no correlation with the Dream SMP anymore.
Tubbo, you know what? Actually,
this is how you react.
You don't want to exile him, that's fine. Give me the disc.
What? Tommy, I suggest you stay quiet.
Do you not give him that? I gave you that disc to you to prove to you how much I
Tommy, there's one big difference between you and Dream. Dream isn't the vice president. And you are. Actions have consequences. There'll be a meeting on the 2nd of December. We will sort this.
See you then.
December 2nd. The members of the cabinet had decided to hold off on making their decision to hear what Dream had to say. Today, they hoped would shine light on the best decision for L'Manberg as well as the true extent of Tommy's destruction. The cabinet met Dream in a newly constructed meeting room residing in the Greater Dream SMP.
Wait. Don't they have that place where the community house where they talk about their problems?
After some negotiation, the group agreed that Tommy's probation would continue, and if he so much as breathed in the wrong direction, Dream would double the size of the walls, and Tommy's probation would be extended. Everyone was relieved. Tubbo did not have to take drastic measures, and the tension between Dream SMP and L'Manberg began to lighten. L'Manberg was in no shape for another conflict, and with the signing of the treaty, it seemed they were in the clear. But Tommy had other plans.
Of course she did. Why do you This is like stubborn, you know?
After the signing of the treaty, Tommy asked for an ender chest. Complying out of curiosity, Dream watched as Tommy revealed he was still in possession of Dream's most valued item on the server. The leather dropped by his old pet horse, Spirit. Tommy realized that Dream...
Okay, there you go. Look, I know it's a leather, but at least that has a backstory. I would defend this leather infinitely more than a disc, because at least there's a backstory.
Had nothing on it, and stated that because Skeppy had his other disc, Dream had nothing to hold over Tommy. The cabinet members stood in awe as they realized what this meant. Dream may not have had Tommy's disc, but he did have the power to destroy L'Manberg again.
You could have just done that earlier, but whatever.
Again, reverting to his selfish ways, Tommy ignored the possible consequences on L'Manberg in favor of his discs. Tubbo warned him that this was a very bad idea.
Guess what happens in every story? You warn someone, they're gonna do the opposite thing.
But he didn't listen. Threatening to burn Spirit, Tommy ordered Dream to tear down the obsidian walls. And as they made their way to L'Manberg, that's exactly what Dream did.
Dang, bro.
Until he stopped. Confused, Tommy, Quackity, and Fundy ordered him to continue working. But this time, Dream had no intention of listening.
What are you doing?
Okay, listen, you f***ed up this time. I don't give a f*** about Spirit. I care about your discs. I care more about your discs than you do. That's the only thing I care about.
Okay, now... I'm gonna shut up now.
On the server, actually. I don't care about Spirit. Spirit was my horse, died ages ago. I care about your discs, because that's what gives me power over you and your friends and everybody that you care about.
Okay.
I move on from the course, you haven't moved on from your discs, and because of your so stubbornness, that's why I have power over you.
At least Dream has a good card up his sleeve.
Because you care about your disc more than anyone else here. So if you are not exiled from L'Manberg, I will build these walls until they reach this block limit. Inside, I will hire guards, puns, and sapnap to patrol all around the entire walls, keeping them inside. No trade, no one leaves, no armor, or they get slaughtered inside. Don't try and threaten me. I don't care. Spirit right in front of me right now.
Look, Dream, I feel you, man. I feel you. I mean, I know you want discs, but at least I'm done with this as much as you are.
Why do you even care about them?
Tommy, here's a better question. Why do you care about them? If you've given up on this ain't what happened. You brought this upon yourself, okay?
You have 3 days. If you do not exile him in 3 days, I'll do what I said. L'Manberg can be independent, but L'Manberg can't be free.
Ooh! Bars.
Dream had moved past attachment, moved past weakness. All he cared about was power, and Tommy had just given him another reason to use that power against them. Tubbo had to make a decision. The toughest decision in the history of L'Manberg friendship or freedom.
I mean, oh wait, I just realized. Bro, this is parallels Eret. Eret would sacrifice the kingdom for selfless reasons, for freedom, and now he's doing the same thing.
One job. You couldn't do one thing for me. You couldn't do one. Just one thing, and it was for your own good. If the roles were reversed, yeah, you probably wouldn't exile me, because I would have actually listened to you and done what you said, and maybe had a couple of hours of respect. You've messed this up for no one but yourself.
Dang!
Everything. This has started way before L'Manberg. Me and you versus Dream. This can't be where we split now. Tubbo, you can't turn into what you hate. You can't be the next Schlatt. Tell me, you're following in that man's footsteps.
Okay, well, as long as I can't be the next Schlatt, you can't be the next Wilbur.
Gang!
2 days passed, and the day of the decision arrived. The cabinet members talked about what they were going to do. Would they answer to Dream's requests and exile?
I'm sorry, that was savage. Okay, Tubbo, you're my favorite character. Okay, George, second.
Tommy, I am so sorry. Dream, I've come to the decision that would be best for the nation. The most logical thing to do for Tommy to be exiled from L'Manberg.
What?
Nothing involving any kind of conflict is the best for this nation. You've undermined my authority from the get-go. Okay, all of you. No one.
I love how Ghostword was like, "Hey guys, me too."
When I was sworn in, I made a promise to do what was best for the nation. And right now, Tommy, your presence here is not the best for this nation.
Before everything, the discs, Tubbo. What about the discs?
Why do they
Just music discs.
Tubbo, you know what this looks like?
They shouldn't be able to dictate the future of an entire nation.
How are the discs anywhere?
The discs don't matter, Tommy! How can you not see that?
Nothing matters. Then why does any of this matter at all?
Dream, please detain and escort Tommy out of my country.
Ban him.
What? What?
Tommy, are you...
Tommy, you are hereby exiled. It's how it has to be.
Tommy,
You're a
I don't
liability.
think- I
You need to
don't-
leave now.
You're my friend.
Betrayed by a partner, his friend, his best friend, Tommy was escorted from L'Manberg.
You brought this upon yourself, bro.
By Tubbo.
I know you didn't do the whole grieving thing. You didn't. It were framed kind of, but you did shoot yourself in the foot, like Wilbur did.
No last words and no goodbyes. Nothing. As the two traveled away from the walls, a confused Ghostbird decided to join them on their journey.
Oh,
And just
come on.
like that, in a matter of seconds, Tommy was once again exiled from his home of L'Manberg. They traveled oceans, forests, only stopping in a plains biome nearly
Wait. Why are they spending all this time? They're just gonna exile him, like actually exile him. I thought they're just gonna ban him.
1,000 blocks from L'Manberg. Dream forced Tommy to set his spawn so he could no longer return by dying. After this, Dream ordered him to drop all of the items he had into a hole to be destroyed. Once again, he was cast away. Once again, he had nothing.
Except for that ghost man. He decided to join him.
But this time, it really was his fault. With his only friend in thousands of blocks being Ghostbird, Tommy was alone. But he hadn't given up hope of one day returning to L'Manberg. Tommy and Ghostbird decided to build their official home near the ocean. After some time, Tommy decided to name their land Logstitcher, as their home resembled a campsite surrounded by stripped log walls.
I'd seen them before, but I never actually tried it on. Like, it looks really cool.
This was his life now. He missed his friends. In an attempt to cheer him up, Ghostbird entrusted Tommy with a special compass that, no matter where he was in the world, would always point towards Tubbo. He cherished this compass. At least now he had something to remind him of his best friend.
Okay. You better defend that compass. Okay, if you're gonna defend anything, defend the compass. At least they have a story. Like Dream's cow leather, at least there's a story. At least there's a reason. Discs do not have any. Okay, you better defend this one.
Days came and went. Tommy would finally begin to make progress, and Dream would immediately force him to give up all of it. Everything became a routine. Tommy started to question if Dream was really that bad. After all, other than Ghostbird, he was the only one who visited him. Tommy began to look forward to his conversations with Dream. Right, everything Tommy had, Dream, it seemed, was the only one who still cared. Ghostbird had told Tommy that he gifted Tubbo with an identical compass pointing to Tommy. But
Ah.
Tommy was sure that he hated the gift just as much as Tubbo hated him.
I don't think Tubbo is that, like, he doesn't give up that easily.
Tommy became sad.
He's on a warpath, man. Jeez. He looks like he just came out of, like, a freaking movie.
Became sad. After all he'd been through with his friends, still no one visited him. In an attempt to see his friends again, Tommy decided to throw a beach party. Decorating the beach with Ghostbird, Tommy had planned out the perfect day for his reunion with his friends. The date of the party was set for December 9th, and Tommy sent Ghostbird to invite every citizen of L'Manberg. A few days passed. Everyone had gotten their invite and the day of the celebration arrived. Tommy, looking forward to seeing everyone, sat at a table on the beach waiting for his guests to arrive. Some time passed, and 15 minutes after the scheduled start of the party, the only person there was Dream. But it was okay. Everyone was just running late. Surely everyone missed Tommy as much as he missed them.
Dang, bruh.
Right? The minutes came and went. Tommy began to worry. Had people really forgotten? No, there's no way all of them forgot. His friends didn't all just happen to lose their invite. They had chosen not to come.
Dang,
Them,
bro.
all of them, would rather do nothing than see Tommy again.
Or maybe Ghostberg just is a supposed nice guy and is like, nah.
Nobody cared. Tommy concluded that if the roles were reversed and Tubbo was the one exiled, everyone would be there every day to check on him. But because it was Tommy, nobody cared.
Damn!
He imagined a L'Manberg without himself as the people celebrated his absence every day.
Dang, you made it sound so depressing, Evan. I mean, if Tommy actually thought of that, he would actually learn his lesson. But I don't know, because Tommy's such a stubborn kid, that's probably why I don't have faith in his redemption. I mean, I want him to be redeemed, but I don't know.
Dream explained to Tommy that Tubbo had burned his compass. This broke him.
Sure, you're such a liar yourself, Tommy, but you're gonna believe Dream on that one? At least take it with a grain of salt.
Contemplated throwing his compass into lava, but decided to keep it for the time being. As of now, his last friends on the server were Rambo and Dream.
Oh, finally someone else showed up.
That was about to change. Every day when Dream would blow up Tommy's things, he would lie and keep a few items on him. With the help of Rambo, he constructed a small hidden chest room to keep these items safe under Logsted.
Oh, that's interesting. Except for when your viewers might snitch on you.
This chest finally allowed him to start making progress, finally regain power. But on December 15th, something went horribly wrong.
I found your stuff, man.
As Dream dug a hole for Tommy to drop his stuff in, he found the chest room. Tommy stood in fear of what was about to happen. Dream stated that Tommy had messed up bad, lied to a friend, and until he learned to listen, he would have to start over. This time, truly alone.
You're still this stubborn? Go to the nether!
Proceeded to blow up all of Lockstitshire, and told Tommy that no one was allowed to visit him and the nether. Tommy begged for a second chance. He felt bad that he made Dream upset and blamed everything on himself. Dream had been gracious to him, even letting him keep his stuff some days. But he still, for some reason, just had to go behind his back. As Dream abandoned him, Tommy examined the ruins of the only thing he had left. He thought about everything.
I don't need the nether.
Are you kidding me? You're gonna come back to life. Just ban yourself.
I'm just alone. My only friend, Dream, was gone. I'm above them already.
Bruh, chill. Just ban yourself. Just quit the server. You don't need to offer yourself. I mean, like Wilbur, you want to make a dramatic exit.
He was my only friend this entire time. He came and he'd visit me every day, and we'd laugh and we'd cry, so much crying. And he'd take my things, he'd make me throw everything into a hole. And he said to me, "I'll see you every week to come and watch you." He'd come to watch me.
Again, sad but understandable, you know?
He wasn't here to be my friend.
Bye.
Tubbo watches coldly as his best friend is escorted away from L'Manberg. As much as it pained him to send Tommy away, being the president of L'Manberg meant he had to protect his country. And Tommy had more than enough chances to make things right. Although Fundy and Quackity disagreed with Tubbo's decision, all of them understood that there was no changing his mind. Dream soon returned, announcing that Tommy was now far away from L'Manberg, and had been successfully exiled. And with this, the walls were taken down, and Dream had once again declared L'Manberg as an independent nation. Praising Tubbo for making the right decision, Dream vowed that L'Manberg would have his full support in any wars to come. As the sun set,
I mean, what war? There's nobody there to challenge them. I mean, except for the Badlands.
L'Manberg was free once again, but the people had already began to miss their exiled friend. A few days later, Ghostbur arrived with a gift for Tubbo. Knowing he missed Tommy greatly, Ghostbur entrusted Tubbo with the compass that would always point to Tommy. Tubbo would always hold the compass in his offhand to never forget how much Tommy meant to him. Word spread that Tommy was having a beach party at his home in exile, but to everyone's disappointment, none of them had received invites. Tubbo really wanted to visit Tommy, but having not been invited to his party and hearing from Ghostbur that Tommy was very sad, Tubbo did not want to make him feel any worse than he already did the last time they saw each other. And so, Tubbo, as well as the rest of the cabinet members, decided to give Tommy his space, to let him calm down before visiting to apologize. To make matters even worse, while working on a project, Tubbo had ended up losing his Tommy compass to a creeper explosion.
Oh!
Tubbo felt crushed.
Dang,
He questioned
bro.
if he made the right decision to exile Tommy, and just wanted things to go back to normal. He wanted his best friend.
But the power of friendship? I mean, look, he deserved the exile. You know, it's like visiting your best friend in jail, whose best friend turns out to also be a psychopath.
Following Tommy's exile, the people of L'Manberg knew their nation still wasn't completely safe. And so, Fundy and Quackity came up with a plan. They discussed with Tubbo possible threats to the safety of L'Manberg. Technoblade. Following his betrayal of L'Manberg in the previous war,
That makes more
Technoblade had
sense.
moved from his house under the river to an undisclosed location.
I mean, he makes sense. He literally dropped withers on them all.
As far as the people knew, he could be anywhere, plotting his next major attack on L'Manberg. And with this realization, the Butcher Army was officially created to take out Technoblade for good.
The Butcher Army? I guess that is a fitting concept, though. That is a fitting concept. That's actually kind of clever, I guess.
If the army could kill Technoblade, they had to find him. However, that is much easier said than done. Technoblade is smart, and thus has made sure not to return to L'Manberg for any reason to avoid being followed home. The army had another idea. To their knowledge, only one person knew the whereabouts of Techno on the entire server. After recruiting Rambo, the group quickly made their way to Philza's house to interrogate him.
Okay.
We have a simple request. We are looking for Technoblade. Just tell us where he is. You're a citizen of L'Manberg. We're trying to get justice for our country. You should care about this as much as we care about it. So Phil, tell us.
I'm not going to tell you. He's changed his ways.
Phil, just tell us. This is for the country. This is not a request. This is a demand.
Where do you think this loyalty that I have for this country exists?
so
I'm
you're a
not
villager.
loyal to this country at all. I'm pretty new here, and if anything, you guys need to prove to me that I should care. Also, Techno and me go way back, and we do not rat out on each other.
Immediately, the army began searching Phil's chest for any clue to Techno's location.
I mean, why would you break windows? It doesn't help you guys look good in any way.
And a few seconds into the search, Tubbo hit the jackpot. In one of the chests, Tubbo had stumbled across a compass that pointed directly to Technoblade's house.
Ah, how adorable. Just like Tommy and Tubbo. Great!
Whenever Phil visited Techno, he used the compass to guide him. But today, it would lead the Butcher Army directly to his front door. Because of his failure to comply, Tubbo placed Phil under house arrest until further notice. And as the army set out to kill Techno, Phil could do nothing but watch and warn his friend they're coming.
Pause.
Quickly flees the scene of a now destroyed L'Manberg. His withers had been killed, and he knew it was only a matter of time before the people turned on him. Cutting through the night on his trusty horse Carl, Techno quickly arrived at his now looted.
Wait, his name is Carl?
Techno knew he was living on borrowed time. The L'Manberg was already dead, and he knew as soon as the people came to their senses, they would come for him.
Pause.
And because he had just shown the entire server where his secret base lied, he knew he had to move. And so, over the next 2 days, Techno, with some help from Philza, moved all of his stuff to a faraway place. Somewhere cold, unrelenting, and barren.
Okay, at least Technoblade is smart and actually moving to other places. Y'all are making countries in the same freaking biome. Or same freaking area space or whatever. Why don't you all just...
Over the next few weeks, Techno would build a humble cabin to house him in between adventures.
That is a really beautiful cabin though, by the way.
He entrusted Phil with a compass to his house to ensure he wouldn't get lost, as well as making him promise not to tell anyone the location of his new home. For weeks, he hid, officially retiring from his violent ways in favor of peace. Until
Aw, dang, bro. This is gonna be so bad.
December 16th. A seemingly normal day. But then, out of nowhere, he got a chilling message from Phil. They were coming. With every second that passed, the army drew closer to his no longer secret estate. Techno grabbed everything he could find to aid him in case a fight broke out. A completely oblivious Ghostbur arrived at his door. While
what?
Techno pocketed totems of undying and grabbed every weapon in his arsenal, Ghostbur waddled off in the snow to name a sheep friend. Upon finding Ghostbur, the Butcher Army asked him about Techno, to which he immediately led them directly to his house.
Oh,
Techno spotted
never
them
mind.
right
I thought it was gonna help him.
The four who seeked him out with the sole purpose to kill. And Ghostbur waved. The six of them met directly
yeah,
outside
'cause he's
Techno's
peaceful
house
now.
and discussed what was about to happen.
Why have you guys come all the way over here to my humble abode?
How about you need to pay for your walker.
That was like, that's in the past, man, alright? I was a different Technoblade. I'm a changed man now. I'm in retirement. I'm a good person now, Tubbo.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I love how even. Oh wait. I love how even the horse agrees.
Listen, you guys. I have gone to so much effort over the past month to change my violent ways. I have reformed, alright? The voices, they demand blood, and I have been denying them. I have been fighting back. Please.
Bro, you have demons inside of you, bro. Chill.
Don't make me kill all of you. Please just leave.
We won't let you get out of here in one piece, okay? It's either gonna be the easy way, or it's gonna be the hard way.
Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours.
Bring you back to L'Manberg, and you're gonna come with us. There's no other way around it, okay?
There's no other way.
Look at this right here. It's a 4-on-1. Now you see any other day, you see a 4-on-1, somebody about to get their ass jumped. But nah, Broly hit him with that Uno reverse card, bruh. He said, y'all about to get jumped by me and me alone.
I choose blood.
No. Oh no! What?
Okay, let's go. Slay them all in one piece because you know you're too OP.
Get the access.
This is the time!
Bro, what do you have? The lucky potion?
I got you, I got you.
Damn, bro.
Dad! Wait! What are you doing? What are you doing with that horse?
Hey, yo.
Techno's treasured horse Karo was being threatened with death.
I mean... the way it was so goofy.
Techno's treasured horse Karo was being threatened with death if Techno...
Hey, but don't worry. Dream lost his horse a long time ago and he got over that, so you can do the same.
Bending to the wills of his captors, Techno listened. Quackity ordered him to drop all of his items, but he secretly decided to keep a few in case of emergency. And with this, the Butcher army took Techno to the slaughter. Technoblade's execution would take place in the town square.
An execution, bro?
On their arrival, he would be placed in a cage composed of iron bars and glass. This execution would be by anvil. A redstone device wired to a lever
that's actually neat.
that, when activated, would pull the block out from under the anvil, dropping it from the sky onto a helpless
Dang,
Techno.
literally like a lucky block. You know when the lucky block you know.
What? What is going on with your?
Oh no!
Oh, I got my.
Oh wow!
My lucky block killed Max.
The army gathered around to witness this historic moment. Tubbo explained that Techno had robbed them, stepped in when it was not his battle to fight. And now, it was only fair they would take something in return. A life, his first of 3, gone, for good. Philza watched from his house. As much as he wanted to step in, there was nothing he could do but watch his friend be killed in front of him. But he wouldn't have to step in.
He ruined the government. Puns.
Ah.
Right. What is he
doing? Puns.
Hello,
I've named him friend.
That's fantastic, Ghoster. That's fantastic. I'm about to die, Ghoster.
No. I'm waiting.
What?
Oh, wait. What did he do?
What?
Do you have a totem? Wait, does that what totems do?
To Techno's surprise, Dream and Puns had teamed up to help him escape.
Oh.
And as Techno ran, Puns distracted the army
Well,
while
Dream likes
brought Carl to a
chaos.
newly dug tunnel for Techno to escape through. He entered the tunnel, quickly finding himself
That's
in the
cool.
final control room. The very same used in Eric's betrayal during the first L'Manberg War. There, Dream had left Techno a chest with supplies to help him in case a fight broke out during his escape. And after beginning to finish digging his escape tunnel...
Oh, that's not good.
What the hell are you doing here?
It's not what
How
it looks
the
like.
hell did that apple not kill you?
Did you really think, Quackity, that you could kill me that easily?
How did you do it? How did you even do that?
You think death can stop me, Quackity? I've got a lot to say. I was gonna say it at the trial, but we got a little bit interrupted, Quackity. You know, I tried convincing you guys that government was not the answer. The government was actually the cause of all your problems. All right, I tried to convince you guys by fighting alongside me.
Yeah, anarchy is the way.
You used me. I tried to use force, but you still formed a government. And when I went into hiding, when I retired, when I swore off violence, you hunted me down. You hurt my friends.
You don't understand, Techno. You don't understand what we're trying to build here, Techno. You are on the hit list, Techno.
What hit list?
I'm building a country here. This is what we have up there is a country. And what we need here is organization and power. And I don't care how long it takes me or what I have to do to get you, Techno. I'm going to kill you.
Bro, Quackity sounds like he actually hit puberty again.
I just have one question, Quackity.
What do you have?
Do you think you're enough to kill me, even unarmed with iron armor? Do you really think you can take
I
me?
do.
It's like I have a pickaxe and I'll put it through your teeth. I'll put it through your teeth, Quackity.
If there's one PvP that I'm planning to win, it's this one, baby.
My aim is so bad with this FOV.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, this is...
Techno escaped through the sewer, eventually exiting through Tommy's sewer escape route. With this, Techno was free. Techno traveled land and sea on his journey home.
Dang.
Together with Carl, the two seek to relax after a long and stressful day.
Ooh.
They traversed the barren wasteland of frozen powder.
Bro, I said this already in the first episode. I couldn't imagine what it must be like to watch all this unfold live. Dang, bro.
Harsh winter blizzard, Techno could finally see home.
What? Wait, what?
He's just ignoring me.
How do?
What are you doing in my house, Tommy?
Well, hello. How are you? I say we call it our house.
Huh?
And these guys' house as well.
Why are you letting them in? Your pants just broke.
Hey, don't
What?
worry, I found these in the closet. Sounds like someone's having a rough day.
What the heck is down this?
You're
What the
being
heck is
stubborn
this?
again.
What the heck is this?
Oh, I moved out, by the way. You know my old home? I'm here now.
I kinda noticed. Why do you have so much beef?
Hey, we don't need no beef, Tenderblade. We can be pals.
Give me back my stuff, Tommy.
Did he just... I mean, good, you changed your mind, but also, like...
This is my house.
Well, this is my
You
room,
leave.
bro. No. If it makes you feel better, I can explain to you what happened.
Stop placing my gold.
I'm alone. I'm like a lone wolf. I'm like a big dog. So please leave my home.
This is my house.
Goodbye.
All right.
Bro, you guys could be roommates. You guys could be... This is like an apartment building of exiled people.
After a very awkward conversation, Techno came up with a plan.
You see, Tommy, I know a lot about putting trust in other people and having them betray that trust, using me as a weapon, and then casting me aside when it's most convenient for them. You want to be friends with Tubbo? You want to know what's driven you apart? Why you don't have your disc? It's because of the government. If there was no government, you and Tubbo could be friends. You could have your discs back. There'd be nothing for Dream to threaten.
Oh, so I'm the betrayed and you the betrayer.
Join me. Let's destroy L'Manberg. I have something I need.
Join me, Tommy, and together we can rule the server as father and son.
I have been working on just a little hobby, Tommy. I need you to stand right here, all right? Do you see
Dang.
this wall?
The Hall of Fame. Oh, I didn't have the button. What in the...
Welcome home, Theseus!
Okay, that's where the stuff is kept. Cool. I mean, it looks sick. Yay! This is went from AOT, Star Wars, Cobra Kai, all this. Hamilton, some places, because apparently revolution means Hamilton for some reason. But, you know, it went full American history, Trump. Basically, I did 1/3 of the story. Hope you enjoyed this one. Yeah.